Hey, welcome back to another episode of Addicted to Gear. Today, I've created a video for a specific reason. I wanted to help one of our viewers who recently asked me a specific question. The viewer was considering purchasing a PRS guitar, and he wasn't sure which to go with an import model and save some money, or to spend the extra cash and go with the USA made version. So he asked me a question, and he basically asked which one, what would I do in a situation like that? And look, I have both. I have an import and I have a USA model. So I know the differences between the two. I play both of these instruments, and to be honest with you, I love both of them. So it's very difficult for me to say get one over the other because they're both great instruments. They sound fantastic, they play fantastic. I think PRS is knocking out some great guitars, whether they're the USA made or imports. I think, you know, if you look at an import and you look at the PRS models, you cannot buy a better guitar for that price. They really make them top quality, whether they're imports or American. Now, to help the poor viewer, you know, I was kind of following up his question with some other questions of my own. What do you want to do with the guitar? What kind of budget do you have? Are you playing professionally? Are you playing at home? Do you have multiple guitars or just one? Do you want this to be, you know, a guitar that you're going to keep forever? You might have only one guitar, but you want it to be really high quality and keep it. Or do you have other guitars and maybe you just need an extra one? You like the PRS models, but you don't necessarily want to spend $3,000, but you want to have a good instrument just the same. There's so many different things to consider. So today I want to break it down a little bit more and just go over the ins and outs on these two guitars specifically. The reason why it's even a more difficult question to answer is because if we look at these guitars, we'll see that they're very similar. These guitars are designed with very similar features. They're not the same, but they're similar. The Korean version that I have here has two humbuckers just like the American one, has a wraparound bridge just like the American one. The wraparound bridge on the Korean model here has adjustable bridge saddles. The American one here, the saddles are not adjustable. So to me, the Korean is kind of a step above. And the reason for that is because the changes in the bridge came out after this model was out. So I guess they made some minor improvements. So it's interesting to see that they're applying these on the Korean versions as well. Now, obviously, the tops are not going to be the same. This is a 10-top guitar, meaning that it's highly figured. This is solid maple, and you can see the flamed maple. This is made to emulate that. And it's still a solid top, but the flame is a veneer, so it's less expensive. The wood on here is going to be more expensive. The wood on here is going to be a little bit less expensive. Now, this is a semi-hollow body, while this is a solid body. So this one, I guess, requires a little bit more work to actually make because they're carving it out and they're gluing the top in and whatnot. Yet this one is made overseas where labor is less expensive. This one's made in the US where labor is more expensive. So the weight on these two guitars are almost identical, and it's funny because this one is a semi-hollow body while this is a solid body, but they're almost identical in weight. The neck profiles on these are very similar. This one is slightly thicker. This one is ever so slightly thinner. They both have the bird inlays, yet these are plastic and these are mother of pearl. So you can see like where they're making cuts. You know, they're cutting in places where it doesn't necessarily affect tone, and they're trying to give you a similar look. This one is a carved top. You can see with the reflection of the light how it's carved. This one is also carved, but not as much. So they make some changes there. They're almost the same width. The back of the guitars are very similar as well. They both have the tummy tucks. They both have the carved horn for the access here with the hands. And if we go further up, the necks, they're both rosewood. Both necks are nice and dark. And if we look at the headstock, they're both using the tulip style tuners there. So they're very similar. I mean, honestly, if you had to, pick out the differences, be very few differences overall. But one of the things that is always the key factor in terms of a guitar's tone are the pickups. And you'll notice that these are not the stock pickups that came with the Zack Myers guitar here. These have been replaced by me for a set of Sanford Magnetics V68s, which are low output PAF style pickups. Very nice pickups. Sanford Magnetics is located in Canada. You can look them up. It has some very good quality pickups. And these come with nickel covers similar to the American made version. And these pickups cost about $280 Canadian. And it's an upgrade that I made to kind of bring this guitar into the tonal spectrum that I like. So that's my full disclosure. That's the only thing that I changed on this guitar. And the rest of it is stock. So the American made version, I haven't changed anything on it yet. That doesn't mean I won't. I might actually change the pickups on these eventually. But for now, it's totally stock. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to play this guitar and the Korean made one side by side. We're going to record a couple of sound clips. I'll record some clean sound clips and some dirty sound clips. And now I want you to tell me which one you prefer. Now keep in mind, this guitar, in terms of price over the import, you're looking at about almost $3,000 or around there, compared to probably under $1,000 for this one. So you're looking at almost a 3-to-1 difference in terms of price. What I want to determine in this video is that difference in price reflective in terms of the tones that you're going to be hearing? And I want you to tell me which one you prefer, but I'm not going to tell you which guitar it is. So we'll play guitar, we'll call one guitar Guitar A, another guitar Guitar B. I'll play the samples and you tell me which one you'd buy. You might be surprised and I'm going to be very excited to see your results, the answers that you're going to give to the shootout. So let's get started on that. After I've done the shootout, I want you guys to leave me your comments and we'll see which one actually wins. Let's get started on that. So there you have it, guys. We played both of the instruments. Now I want you to tell me which one you think sounds best. Was it the American-made PRS? Was it the import Korean PRS? Leave your comments below. Tell me if it was guitar A or guitar B. I'll let a couple of days go by before I post the results to this shootout. And maybe we'll all be surprised, and it should be interesting. So, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. Otherwise, you'll miss the results once I post them. If you have comments in the meantime and you want to ask some questions, please do. I'll try and answer them all. And as always, guys, stay tuned and keep rocking.